Okay guys, we're going to start today seated on the mat, wherever's comfortable. I like legs crossed, but you can be on your knees, on your bum, just whatever works. And then just start to let your knees flop out if they're crossed, legs relax wherever they are. Hands can rest on your knees, your thighs, and just start to roll your shoulders up, back and down. Taking a nice big breath in through the nose. Exhale, release. Trying just to let everything start to soften. Maybe that's through your jaw, maybe that's through your face, your arms, your hands. And you're starting to let that breath slow down. A few more breaths, eyes can close. I always find that really helps just switch everything off in terms of tension in the face, the neck, the jaw. Breathing in, rolling the shoulders up and down. Sitting a little bit taller, one more breath here. Inhale, belly fills, and exhale, the belly just falls. Okay, sitting up nice and tall. You're going to grasp your hands around your knees if you're in kneeling, or somewhere on the floor if you are in a different position. We're going to start to do a little bit of a cat-cow. Turn to the side. So seated, we're just going to start to tuck the chin to our chest, round our spine. So look to your belly and think about rounding from the back of your head all the way down to your tailbone. If this is the first bit of movement you've done today, it can feel quite intense through the neck, the back. Breathing in. Then breathe out, start to press your chest forward, lift yourself up nice and tall, and letting your spine slightly extend, look up to the ceiling. Feel like you're pulling your chest through your arms, same with your belly, your bump, and you're sticking your bum out just as far as feels good. Lovely. Big breath in, we're gonna tuck the chin, round the spine. Hold for a breath out in that rounded cat shape. Then breathing in, push against those knees. Start to push your chest forward, shoulder blades draw back, eyes look up, and you squeeze your shoulder blades together slightly, let your bum stick out, find that little extension one more time. Breathing in, tuck and round. Hold for a breath out, get deeper. And then breathing in, sit tall, go through that midpoint, and then really think about opening through the chest. Shoulders draw back. Maybe the eyes look up, maybe the head falls back a little bit. Breathing out. And then just sitting nice and tall. Okay, so straight spine, shoulders soften, give everything a wiggle. Let your left hand or arm just come out to your left side, reach your left fingertips. Right hand comes over the top of your head to touch your left ear. And you're just going to let the weight of that right hand gently pull your head towards your right shoulder. So right ear towards right shoulder, nothing hard and strenuous with that hand, just a gentle little, basically letting the weight of your right hand weigh your head and neck to the right. Keeping your spine tall, breathing in, start to reach your left fingertips away from your head, your shoulder, your ear. Exhale, relax into it, head heavier, fingers reach further, and feel that stretch up the left hand side of your neck. Then release. Lovely. Right arm is going to reach down towards the floor on your right side. Left hand over the head, grabbing your, or resting on your right ear, and just gently let that left ear fall to your left shoulder. Weight of the left hand weighing your head gently towards the left. And then start to reach your right fingertips away so they're not resting on the floor. You're stretching your fingers away from that shoulder, still pointing down towards the ground at that angle. And you're breathing in, and as you exhale, sit tall, let your head get heavier to the left and your fingertips reach further to the right. You've got to really relax on this one to feel that length in the right hand side of your neck. Lovely. And then release. Give the head a full roll, one direction, drawing a big circle, and then the other direction in a big circle. Lovely. And from there, just give those shoulders a nice big roll. And we're going to come into a 4-point position. So what I want you to do is just come onto the hands and knees, and you want to have your shoulders above your wrists. You want to have your knees under your hips. And what we're going to try to do here is maintain a nice flat active spine. So think about the crown of your head reaching away from your tailbone, and then just start to do those belly breaths. So as we inhale, let your belly drop towards the floor without changing the shape of the spine. So breathing in, belly fills. Breathing out, hugging the baby in, keeping that nice active little draw through, almost like you're tightening a corset just gently around the front of, and back of that midsection of the body. So breathing in, belly falls, softening the muscles, and then breathing out, hugging the baby, gently drawing in. And again, inhale, belly falls. Exhale. One more time. Breathing in, letting that belly drop down towards the floor slowly and gently. Ribs expand, and then exhale. Feel like those ribs are getting gently tighter. Core is engaging front and back. And then inhale, let the belly fall again. Okay, so holding that nice, straight, strong spine. We're going to do a little bit of hip mobility. So what I want you to do is really solid in that spine still, like you've just been doing. Keep it nice and active. We're going to keep the left leg in a right angle, but hover it up. I like to flex my foot, so pull my left toes towards my left knee. Now I'm really working hard to keep this leg glued in that right angle shape. We're going to push the foot up to the ceiling, and essentially all we're going to do here, keeping the leg in a right angle, I want you to draw circles from your hip socket. So the left knee comes out to the left, and then the left knee lowers down under the hip. Push the sole of the foot up to the ceiling. Left knee all the way out to the left, as high and as wide as it can. Hold it for a second, and then lower the left knee to hover under the hip. So keep doing a few more of those, and you will see, hopefully from the front, if you can see me, that whenever I am drawing the circle out to the left and down, I'm really working hard through my right hand side to not allow my body to fall to the right. So what I don't want you to do is this, where you just think hips to the right, knee to the left. Keep your spine straight and focus on as much of a range of motion as you can while keeping the setup. The frame nice and square, shoulders square, right hip behind right shoulder. Okay, now hold the sole of the foot up to the ceiling and really squeezing that left leg, keeping it locked in the right angle. Reverse the circle in the hip. So the knee lowers, we lift the left knee out to the left like a fire hydrant, we push the knee up nice and high behind the hip, and again we lower. Now try not to do a cat-cow while we're doing this. Keep your spine nice and steady, and again let's really watch that that right hand side of our body is not flaring to the right. So really slow, keep flexing your left toes towards your knee, squeezing your left butt cheek as the foot comes up to the ceiling. And you just got two more, warming up through that left hip, also warming up through that right stabilizing glute. Hopefully you will feel that. Okay, squeeze the left glute as you bring that left knee up. Now holding that left leg in that right angle behind you, you're just going to pulse the foot up an inch and down. Now draw the ribs in, flatten the spine for 3. Arms are strong, gaze forward of those fingers, top of the mat 2, hold it up on the 1. Okay, lower that left knee down for a second. What I want you to do is bring your right forearm down, so your right hand is basically on top of your left or underneath the left, and your right elbow is under your right shoulder. Now, right knee is under my right hip and it's directly behind the line of my right elbow. So I'm sort of in a 3-point position here. And I'm going to turn to face the left, lift my left leg up and open up almost into like a little half side-lying side plank type thing. So my right knee is under my right hip, left leg is lifted and long, and I'm turning my hip bones, my chest, my body to the left, eyes look forward. If the neck strains, eyes look down. Okay, so we're going to start off by flexing our left foot, and I'm really trying hard to almost stack my top left hip bone on top of my right. So I'm really seeing, as long as it's comfortable, how open I can make my hips and my chest to the left. Now I'm going to bend my left knee like a little clam, and then I'm going to push my left leg out long under my body. So I'm keeping the leg on that nice angled trajectory as I draw the knee in, keeping the knee turned up and out, same as the foot, and then push the left leg long. Now the right shoulder is going to work hard, so push the right forearm into the floor. Imagine you're squeezing juice from a lemon under your right armpit. Keep active through the right side of the body. Keep lifting the right side of your ribs, your waist. Okay, next time your left leg is straight, toes point. Tap the left toes down to the mat. Lift the left leg up, give it a squeeze. Flex the toes to the knee. Bend the knee. So it's one bend while the foot is flexed. And then point the toes, tap the straight leg down and up. So bend the knee, flex foot, push away. Toes point, tap to the mat, and lift. Now, you'll probably be wondering at this stage, why am I moving my left leg but feeling my right glute? That is the glute you're going to feel. So that's stabilizing right leg. That little butt cheek is going to be burning. Hips working hard, mobilizing through that left side, keeping that stability through the right, and you're keeping that right hand side of your waist lifted, active, your right shoulder active. Okay, let's go for 3. Lift, bend, exhale, press, toes tap down. Final 2. Can you turn the chest more to the left? Can you keep those hips open, facing the left hand side of the room? Okay, final 1. Leg is long, toes pointed, reach the toes away from the hip. How long can you make your body, your spine, your leg? Just lower, tap the toes and lift. You've got 3. Let's see if we can feel that right glute burn a little more. 2. Lovely. Not much more work for this right glute, so let's see if we can get a little more out of it. Final 1. Really reach and point those toes. Hold the leg up. Mini pulses for 3. 2. Hold up on the 1 and lower the knee. Lovely. Okay, from there, just come onto hands and knees. Little quick cat-cow, almost rolling like a little disco cat, we call it. So you're going through a cat-cow, but you're just moving the spine from side to side, as well as we go through that rounded and slightly extended position. Changing the direction, rounding the spine, just moving however feels good. Breathing in and out. Okay, lovely. And then from there, sadly, we're going to come down onto our right hand side. Very short little side plank set. So we're staying on that right forearm. What I want you to do is extend your right leg fully. Left foot comes in front of that right knee or that right thigh, wherever works in front of the leg. Now, what we're then going to do is make sure that right shoulder is over the elbow. I want you to lift your left arm up and open your chest so your shoulder blades drop back in together. And then I want you to push through your left foot and your right foot and lift the hips up. Okay, so have a little wiggle around, hips are lifted, squeeze the bum a little bit, and then we're just thinking about holding that side plank, pushing through the right forearm, lifting. Now break as many times as we need to. You should feel the right shoulder, the right hand side of the body, the right glute even, and you're holding. Okay, all I want you to do is see if you can dip the bum down and lift. I had a wee sneaky rest there. Try not to rest. Lower and lift. Holding it up and still if that feels better. We're not here for long. You've got 3. Final 2. Remember your modified side plank if you need to, where both knees are down. Last 1, lift up. Holding it there. Squeeze the glutes a little bit higher. Push away from the floor with that right forearm for 3, 2, and release. Come into a child's pose. Knees open, toes touch, And we're reaching the hands forward as we drop the hips down, the chest down. So try to bring the hands to the left hand side of your mat. So you have your right hand under your left. And then we're going to breathe into the right hand side of our body. So think, can I pull my right fingertips any further away from my right hip bone? Can I press my right hip bone down towards my right heel and lengthen through that right side? Do that again. Inhale. Let your head and neck go heavy. Let them drop. Exhale. Soften around your belly. Breathing in. Exhale. Release the hips. Lovely. Okay. From there, just walking the hands back to center. We're going to come into that 4-point position. And then all I want you to do is tuck your toes and just reverse yourself back into a squat. So I want you to bring your feet wide, probably wider than the mat. Drop your hips down and we're in a deep squat. So what we're looking for here is feet flat. So that means your hips might be up here or you might be pretty comfy all the way down. If you want a little block or anything or books for under your heels so that you can rest and your heels aren't lifted, then do that. You can always pause and come back. But what we're thinking about is pushing the knees and thighs away with our elbows. They're open. We're thinking about straightening your spine as much as we can. So almost as if we're against a wall. And then we're just going to have a little breath here. So breathing in, fill the belly. And then breathing out, let the belly empty as we just think about that hug the baby. Now that hug the baby is always gentle, it's always slow. So breathing in, expand. Breathing out, hug the baby. Okay. Having another breath here, sit tall, inhale. Exhale. And even literally from just sitting here, so many benefits. If you've ever got a spare few minutes, just do this in your day and you'll feel the benefits from it. Now what I want you to do here, if we feel comfortable, is bring your left arm to extend out past that left thigh, that left knee, still pushing the left leg back. And then without letting your right knee collapse, keep using your right leg muscles to open the thigh. We're going to open the right arm to the ceiling. So the left arm and the right arm are open in a diagonal line. And we're looking towards our right thumb. We're squeezing our shoulder blades back in together. And we're stretching the fingertips apart. So take a breath in, turn more. Exhale, twist even deeper. And release. Right arm is going to come down against the right thigh. Reach the fingers. Left arm is going to open up. Opening up on that diagonal line. Inhale, keep pushing both thighs wide. Look towards that left thumb. Exhale, twist deeper. One more time. Inhale, look to the thumb. Keep those thighs wide. Exhale. And then lowering that left arm down. Just start to have a little wiggle, bring a little bit of life into the feet, the hips. We're going to see if we can just lower the hands towards the floor. And then keeping those hips nice and active, we're going to see if we can just lift the hips up. Look in between the legs. Maybe the knees are bent or maybe the legs are straight and you're in that lovely deep hip drive fold. Then keeping those toes turned out wide, we're going to lower the bum back down, open the chest up. So we were back in that squat. Okay, maybe the fingertips are down, maybe they're not down, doesn't matter. We're going to push the hips up, eyes look in between the legs, stretch through those hamstrings, inhale. Let the head go heavy. And then dropping down into that squat, chest opens up, breathing in, straight spine. Okay, a few more like that. Exhale, lift the hips, fold the body, look between the legs. Hold it for a breath out. Fold deeper. And then inhale, bum down, chest up, open up through the front half of the body, engaging through the back. One more fold. We're gonna lift the hips, extend the legs, look between the legs, and just feel that stretch right up the back of the hamstring if those legs are straightening. Let the arms fold heavy to the floor, let the head fall heavy to the floor. Exhale, fold deeper. Lovely. Now coming about halfway down in that squat, we're going to walk ourselves out into a high plank. If that's not comfortable, just go into a downward dog. You want no coning and doming through the midline of the body, or the tummy. So exhale, do that tuck of the tailbone, squeeze the bum, and that hug the baby. Now bending the knees, we're going to crawl ourselves back, and we're going to drop the hips in that squat. Okay, lift the hips up a little, crawl yourself out into that high plank or the downward dog. Squeeze and tuck the tailbone in that plank. Hug the baby. Bend the knees, keep them low to the floor as we crawl back and sit in that squat. Open the chest. Final 3. Lifting the heels, crawling ourselves out. Full plank or down dog. Squeeze, tuck the tailbone in the plank. Eyes slightly forward of the mat. Now bend the knees, keep them low, and reverse. Hips down, chest open, spine straight. Final 2. Nice and slow motion with this. Shoulders, core, back, squeeze the glutes. Crawl it back. Knees are low, drop the hips, open the chest. Final 1. Crawling forward, maybe downward dog, maybe plank. Feet are wide so the base of support is nice and solid. Squeeze the bum. Shoulders over wrists in the plank. Exhale, tighten the tummy. And then we're going to keep the legs straight. Walk the hands back to the toes until we're in a lovely deep forward fold. And roll yourself slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, up till we are standing. Slowly lifting the head, rolling the shoulders, and getting that breath back. If you're ever a little bit dizzy here, take your time, just stand, grab a wall, have a drink if you need to, and recenter. Okay, now from here, a little bit of standing work. So what I want you to do, standing on the mat, you've got a wall handy maybe if you know the balance is a bit dodgy on one leg, or balance dodgy in general, and or you've got a chair, something to hold on to if we need it. What I want you to do is have your feet hip width apart, your toes are spread, your feet are nice and heavy, and the weight in your feet is even. So you've got the big toe, the baby toe, and the heel pressing into the floor. Then what I want you to do is shift your weight to the left foot, the left leg, hands to hips, soften the left knee slightly, and pull your right knee up in front of your hip. So right leg is at a right angle, chest open, shoulders back, eyes forward, gaze forward, got the hand on the wall if you need to. Now all we're going to start to do is see if we can keep the knee in line with the hip. Maybe it's a bit lower, that is totally fine, but see if you can get it up there. And then extend the right leg, so push your heel forward. Bend the knee. I want you to keep your right foot flexed, toes to knee the whole time. Extend the right leg, feel your right thigh engage, bend your knee. Okay, keep the thigh high, just move the shin. Now what I want you to do is keep that left knee slightly soft. Start to feel your standing left leg work to support you. Just for 2 more. Lovely. Chest open, arms can be wide to help the balance as well. Okay, now the knee is bent. Next thing we're going to do is start to bend the left knee a little deeper, kick the right leg back, and fold the body forward slightly. So we're in this T shape towards the floor with the chest. We then come through center, keeping the foot hovering off the ground if we can, knee in front of hip. Can we extend the right leg, bend at the knee, and then fold and kick that right leg back. So the right leg extends, the body hinges forward, balancing on that left leg. Just another few in that little combo. Stand tall, knee is bent. Extend the leg, feel that right quad. Bend the knee, hinge the body forward, bum back, and push that right leg back, back, back. Hips are square to the floor. Don't let that right hip turn to the right. Standing up slowly. Feel that left glute, quad, knee, hip, ankle. Extend the right leg. Bend the knee and find that T shape. Okay, we've got one more. Spine is straight, core working. Don't let the ribs flare and the back extend. Standing tall. Extend the leg for the final time. Bend the knee. Now find that fold, body hinging forward, leg extending back, and just hold that fold. Arms can be wide. Getting the balance wherever that is, hand to wall, whatever we need, hips are square. And we hold for 5. Left leg working hard, chest to floor another inch for 3. Push down through that left leg, 2, and stand. Shake it off, lovely. Okay, give that leg a little wiggle. Sadly, we're just straight into the other side. So let's get it done. Right foot is gonna be planted down. Shift the weight to the right, soften the right knee a little. Lift the left knee up in front of the hip as high as we can. Hands on hips. We're gonna keep the thigh high, keep the thigh still. Extend the left lower leg, bend the knee. Okay, do a few more like that. So if you are, well, most people are gonna have a stronger and a weaker side. That is also going to be true for stronger and weaker in terms of balance. So for me, this right hand side is a lot weaker. So I'm glad I'm nearer the wall in case I just need to hold it. So I'm not rolling through my right knee or my ankle too much. With that little bit more movement in the joints during pregnancy, we want to be a little bit more cautious of that, especially as we move through our pregnancy and we have a little bit more weight, a little bit more load to work with. Okay, now bend the knee. We're going to start to fold the body in that T shape. Left leg pushes back, body hinges forward, left hip wraps towards the floor, right knee is bent. We're going to stand, keeping the foot hovering off the ground if we can, knee in front of hip. Extend the left leg, bend the knee, and fold into that T shape. Right foot is grounded, back is active, so let's think shoulder blades draw back, ribs gently draw in, whole body has to work, knee in front of hip, extend the leg. Okay, bend the knee, find that T shape. Now, remembering from about, 10 minutes ago, your right glute has already done a little bit more work than your left leg has. So this side might feel a little bit more intense, a little bit more quickly. We've got 3 more. Shoulders back, chest open, hips square, bring that body down. Standing slowly, left knee nice and high. Extend the leg, bend, and fold. Okay, nearly there. Wobbles are good. Always have that wall handy if we need it. It's our final one. Full one, nice and steady through that motion. Staring at something that isn't budging to help with that balance. Okay, standing tall, final extension, bend the knee, find the T shape. Left leg is behind us, body is forward, hips are square. We hold for 5. Get the chest, lower leg higher. 3. Push the floor away with that right foot. 2. And stand. Whew, lovely. Okay, give that leg a little shake, give both legs a shake. Maybe grab a quick sip of water again. And then from there, what I want you to do, at the back of your mat, we're just gonna let the feet be nice and wide. Soften your shoulders, tuck your chin, and let's roll ourselves down into that deep ragdoll fold, letting your head hang, your chest, your neck, your shoulders, your arms just drop in that fold. And then hands come to the floor, knees bend deeply, and we walk out into that 4-point position. Let the knees drop. Okay, so we're back to where we started, evening ourselves out on the other side. Knees under hips, shoulders above wrists. What I want you to do is straighten and lengthen out that spine. Let's take a breath through the nose, belly falls. Breath out. Hug the baby. Active arms, active spine. Inhale, belly falls. Exhale, gently hug the baby. Okay, one more breath. Inhale. Exhale it out. Lovely. So you'll notice throughout class plans, we're always trying to bring that heart rate back under control, the breath under control. Now from this 4-point position, we're going to hover that right knee up off the floor. I want you to flex your right toes to your knee. I want you to lock the leg in a right angle, and we're going to draw those circles. So push the right sole of the foot up to the ceiling, squeezing the bum. Keep the hips still, don't move the body to the left. We're going to open the right knee out to the right side of the hip, high, squeeze it. Lower the right knee down to hover. Push the sole of the foot up, squeeze the bum. Open the right knee out to the right, high, squeeze the bum still. Lower the knee under the hip. So how slowly and actively can you move that right leg? You're just drawing circles in the hip socket, keeping the leg in a right angle or a tighter angle than that. And really focus here on your left hand side of your body, not flaring out to the left. So sometimes it can be nice to hover the left hand off the floor to get a little bit more work through your left obliques, so you're not cheating it at all, and you're keeping this slow. Give me one more. Knee to the side, watch the hips don't fall to the left. Lower and lift. Okay, foot is to the ceiling. We're going to reverse. Straighten out the spine for me. Lower the knee to hover under the hip. Spine doesn't change shape. Open the leg to the right. Squeeze and hold. Push the sole of the foot up as that knee is behind the hip. And again. Maybe a softness in the elbows if you feel them locking. Lift and hold. Feel that left glute now. That stabilizing leg working. You've got final few. Keeping that gaze slightly forward of the hands, using that nice length in your spine, checking that belly is rising and falling. You're not holding your breath. Squeeze. Final circle. Okay, nice and steady. Watch the hips don't rock to the left. Now holding that foot to the ceiling, little pulse, squeeze the bum for 3. Don't let the spine change shape. Watch the lower back. 2. On the 1, hold for 3, 2, and lower. Okay, I'm going to do a little 180. You're going to stay exactly where you are, just doing this so you can see me from the front. So what I want you to do, knee down for a second, give me a little cat-cow, tuck the chin round, and release. Maybe add that little side-to-side motion so you're almost drawing a circle through the hips to shoulders as we do that little cat cow, and then reverse. Nice and slow. Okay, now from there, what I want to get you to do is keep the knees under the hips, left elbow down under the shoulder, left hand under right hand. I'm going to get you to extend the right leg, turn your hips and your chest to your right. You can be on your right fingertips, or the hand is flat, or your knuckle. And then I want you to make sure the left knee is under the hip. Have a wee check. Left shoulder is over the elbow, and your hips are turning as best as you can to the right. Now that might not be a big turn. It might be more down facing the floor with your right hip. Totally fine. It's your body. It's whatever range works. Now the right leg is long. I'm going to flex my right toes to my knee. Bend my knee. Try to keep the knee hip open and push. Squeeze the glute. So bending my knee, draw it in, keeping it open, push away. Now, what I want you to do is lift through your left hand side of your waist, squeeze a lemon under that left armpit, If the neck strains looking forward, look down towards your left elbow. Generally that will release tension off the neck. Okay, give me one more. Breathing out, push away. Now the leg is long, toes point. We're gonna tap the toes down to the mat, lift that straight leg up, flex the foot, bend the knee, like we're moving through wet cement. Push the right leg away, squeeze hard. Toes point, tap the toes down, lift and squeeze both glutes together. Flex the foot, bend the knee, stretch that right glute, push away, squeeze, hold. Toes point, tap the toe, lift up, engaging left side of your waist, bend the knee with a flexed foot, push away. So mobilizing the right hip, stabilizing through the left, using that left underneath glute. You've got two. Everything else in the body stays pretty much still bar that right leg. No rocking and rolling through the left side of that body, engaging through the core. Final one on that little combo, keep with it. Again, you've got really nothing left through this glute after this. Okay, hold the leg up, leg is straight, toes pointed, reach the leg longer, reach the spine longer. We're gonna tap and lift. Squeeze the glute on the way up, tap the toes down and lift. Got two more. Keep those hips nice and open. Let's squeeze and hold. Last one. Lift the right leg up, hold it, little pulse at the top of the range. 3. Can you squeeze both butt cheeks together? 2. On the one, hold and lower the knee for a second. Hands and knees come in that little 4-point position. Just have a wiggle of the hips side to side. Okay, lovely. From there, we're going to bring our left forearm down. We're on our left hand side. We're coming into that side plank. Very short set. We've got shoulder over elbow. Forearm nice and heavy. That left arm has just worked, so this is going to be a little bit fatiguing, a little bit quicker. Hence why it's a shorter set. Left leg is long. Right foot forward of the left leg. Right arm up. Squeeze shoulder blades, open the chest. Lift the hips. So you're pushing through both feet. Left forearm, open the chest. Shoulder blades draw back and together. Chest opens. We're going to lower the butt cheek down for a second. And we're going to lift. Using the left side body to lift. Lower the butt for a second. Adjust the forearm if you ever need to. Lift. Okay, now hold it still if we need. Come into your modified side plank if we need. Whatever feels better today. Final 3. Inhale as we drop. Exhale. Push and lift. Final 2. Remember, this is going to feel very different depending on the stage of pregnancy you're in. The more we carry on through the pregnancy, the more weight we're going to hold, the more lax the shoulder might become, and the harder this will be to do. So we're going to hold this one up for 5, shoulder blades back and together, lift and squeeze. 3, push the floor away. 2, and lower. Let's come into a child's pose. Okay, toes touch, knees open, hips push back, and I want you to walk your hands to the right hand side of your mat this time. Left hand under right hand. Let's reach the left fingertips away from the left hip bone. Let's breathe in. Feel the left side of your body expand. Exhale, let's drop. That stretch increasing from left fingertips to left hip bone. Breathe in, expand. Exhale, stretch apart. Lovely. Okay, from there, hands back to center. We're going to come into a 4-point position again. Have a little release off those wrists. So I just want you to bring one hand at a time. Right hand, come onto the back of your right hand and just gently think about just lowering the back of the hand down towards the mat. So you should feel a little stretch through the back of that wrist. Breathing in, breathing out very gently, and then flip the palm, set it down. Left hand flips, bringing the back of the hand down. shoulder over the wrist still. Breathing in, maybe one side's a lot tighter than the other. Relax the rest of the body, breathing out. And then flip the hand. Okay, give your wrists a roll one at a time. And then hands a little bit wider than shoulders. We're going to go for a little experiment through 3/4 planks. So I want you to bring your shoulders above the wrists. And I want you to maybe scoot your knees back slightly. Shoulders on top of wrists. We're going to tuck the tailbone, squeeze the bum, and have a look at your belly. So what we're looking for from head to knees is a diagonal line. Have a look at your belly and make sure we are not doing this, sticking the bum out, but instead tucking the tailbone under and thinking about emptying the belly, the lungs, hugging the baby. So what we don't want to see is a doming shape, a little bulge through the midline of your body, of your tummy. If you do, come into a 4-point position instead. You can do this from a 4-point. Okay, so a little bit more load on the core. We squeeze the bum. What we're going to start to do is rock the hips back to the heels as we breathe in, and then exhale, rock forward, squeeze the bum, tuck the tailbone, shoulders back, squeeze the bum. Inhale, hips back. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, squeeze the bum, lengthen the spine. If you're doing this from a 4-point position, exactly the same thing. Engage the core in when the shoulders are over the wrists, and then inhale, reach back. Engage the core, and then rock the hips back. Okay, now coming into our next one, hold the 3/4 plank or the box position, squeeze the bum. Let's see if we can bring left hand to right shoulder, set it down. Right hand to left shoulder, set it down, rock the hips back. Try not to let the hips shift as we do that shoulder tap. Now look at the belly, squeeze and tuck the tailbone, glutes, tap the left or right shoulder, neck long, set the hand down. Tap the left shoulder, set the hand down, rock back. Okay, final one like that. Squeeze the glutes, tap, tap. Remember, go as slowly as we can. If you feel really comfortable in this, you can go a little quicker, but make sure the form is not being lost. Now give me a tap, tap, and then whether you're in 4-point or 3/4 plank, maybe add in a push-up. Elbows bend, chest lowers, push away. Rock the hips back for a second. Come into your 3/4 plank or box, squeeze the bum. Shoulder tap, and then give me that push-up. Watch the bulge of the belly. Don't let that core connection go. Hips back. Final 3. Rock forward, squeeze the bum. Tap, tap, add that push-up. All of these are optional, guys. Just go through whatever sequence feels good. Maybe that's a child's pose. Maybe you're just holding the 3/4 plank, breathing in it, trying to get stronger in it. Maybe you're focusing on that hug the baby, exhale breath, core connection, trying to get used to that load shifting into the core. You've got final 1. Okay, coming into that 3/4 plank. Give me a tap, tap. Give me a push-up. Let's hold the push-up at the bottom for 3. Squeeze it up, tuck the tailbone. 2, push away, and then drop into a lovely child's pose. Well done. So guys, toes touch, knees open, head down, chest down, and just have a wiggle side to side. Find somewhere comfy through the hips, the pelvis, the chest, the shoulders. Start to breathe through the nose. Forehead resting on the mat if it can. Inhale. Feel your belly expand against your thighs. Exhale, release. Inhale, feel the belly expand. Soften the jaw, the shoulders. Exhale, release. Okay. One more breath. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale. And from that child's pose position, keeping the head down, Just bring yourself onto the pinky edge of your hand so your palms are facing in. I want you to see if you can raise your right arm up off the floor for 3, 2, set it down. Left arm up off the floor for 3, high as you can, 2, set it down. Other side, right arm up. Hold for 3, higher for 2, set it down. Left arm up. Hold for 3, higher, 2, set it down. Final time each side, right arm raises. Don't hold the breath. 3, let's lift higher, 2, and release. Left arm up, final 1. Holding it up, working through the back of the body, 2, and lower. Lovely. And from there, just gently walk your hands back towards your knees. Slowly come up to that high seated position. Give your head and neck a roll. Again, if you're a little bit dizzy here, take a second, let the blood come back to the head, the body, the brain, the heart. Inhale, exhale. Okay, and into a 4-point position for me. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. I actually like to take my knees a bit wider for this. Right arm is going to open up to the ceiling. We look up towards the right thumb. Inhale. Let your hips twist to the right a little bit. And then I want you to exhale, thread that right arm under the left armpit. Maybe see if you can bring your right shoulder to the floor, your right ear to the floor. Pushing that left hand down in the ground, left elbow is bent. And I'm trying to turn my chest to the ceiling, to the left. Breathe in. More weight in that right shoulder, breathe out. Pushing through the left hand, we're going to do that once more. Inhale, open the right arm up, look to the right thumb, squeeze your shoulder blades together, just gently opening. Exhale, thread it under. Bringing that right arm to fully rest if you can, the head to rest. And if your arm and head are heavy on the ground and you feel comfortable, see if you can bring your left arm up and around the back of your body. So my left hand fingers are wrapping sort of in that little right hip crease towards my right thigh. You're opening your chest to the ceiling 1 more inch. Breathing in. Breathe out, hold. Left hand comes down. Right hand comes down in that 4-point position with wide knees. Left arm opens. Inhale, look up, rotate. Exhale, thread. Reaching under the right armpit, lowering the left ear, the left shoulder. Push the right hand in the floor and try to use that to turn your chest upward slightly. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, get heavier in that left shoulder. Pushing through the right hand, let's open once more. Inhale, look up, spin the chest, rotate, squeeze your shoulder blades. Exhale, let's thread. Shoulder comes down if it's available, head follows if it's available, holding wherever feels good. And then maybe that right arm is going to come up and around the back, reaching the right fingertips towards the left thigh, and you spin your chest open as much as we can. Breathing in, twist deeper, and then right hand down, left hand down. Just come to sit on your bum for me. Bum down, feet wider than the mat. And then I want you to just let both knees fall to the left for me in this 90-90 position. Knees to the left in a right angle at each knee. Left hand comes down to the floor behind or beside your left butt cheek. And we're going to lift the hips up. Reach the right arm overhead, over the ear, and squeeze your bum pretty hard to extend and lengthen through the whole right hand side of your hip, your obliques, your armpit, your shoulder. Set the bum down for a second. Keep the left hand planted, keep everything where it is, lift back up. Squeeze the glutes, open the hips. Inhale, sit the bum down. See that once more. Exhale to lift. And release. Okay, feet pretty much stay where they are. We rock back onto our bum and the knees drop to the right. You can do a little bit of maneuvering. So you've got right angles in the knees. Right hand down behind your right butt cheek, shins heavy. Lift the hips, left arm reaches up and overhead. Breathing in. Squeeze the glutes, breathe out, lift hips higher. And set the bum down. And again, breath out. Extending the hips, left hip opening. Squeeze the left glute. Just listen to the body. If you feel any tightness, pulling through the tummy, just ease off the reach and the extreme push of this. Listen to the body, lower down once more. Big breath out, lift, reach, going to your max today, breathing in, breathing out, and lower. Lovely. Okay, come back to center, seated on your bum, legs long, and then just from there, starting to clasp or interlace the fingers together. We're gonna press those palms forward, tuck the chin and round your upper back. Take a breath in. Exhale, blow the air out and round deeper. Feel like you're pulling your shoulder blades apart. And then sit up nice and tall. We're gonna interlace the fingers behind the back. Palms are almost joining together. We're gonna try to straighten the arms and we're gonna think about pulling our collarbones apart and squeezing our shoulder blades together. Let's pull those arms back, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the shoulder blades. Maybe even lift your gaze up, breathe in, hold it for a breath out, squeeze shoulder blades together. And then release the arms, roll the shoulders, sit up tall, give the legs a wiggle, the neck, the head a wiggle, and very well done.